GameStop is trying one more time to make a comeback. Either that or maybe it's finally the end of GameStop. But let's talk about why I think this is the last ditch effort for GameStop to stick around. If you haven't looked yet, many YouTubers are talking about how retro games are popping up at GameStop. And it's not just throwaway titles either. It's good stuff, like good, solid games. Like original Pokémon games, Super Nintendo, N64 3DS. I even saw a Vita game in a GameStop. And I think all the sudden attention towards retro games is their attempt at a comeback. Yes, they still offer crappy trade-ins on those retro games, and I'm not sure why people are taking it, but either way, they're getting retro games in the stores, and it's working. I've been to GameStop more times in the last month than I have been in the year prior, all because I'm looking for retro games to see what they have, because it's not stuff that's getting posted online. I even checked. I went online to look at some of the titles that I had seen in stock at my local GameStop and went online to see, hey, okay, using the store finder, can I find this game for just store pickup? Nope, it's not there. You actually have to go to the store to see what they have in stock. And it feels like a kid on Christmas again because I'm digging through this drawer that they just keep all the random retro stuff in that they're getting in, and it's changing frequently enough that I want to go more frequently. I think GameStop finally realized that targeting the current and next gen gamers isn't going to cut it anymore. The current generation is looking for instant gratification. Basically, you're able to go online, buy the game, you download it, and you're able to play again in 30 minutes. You never have to leave your home, don't have to swap out discs or cartridges. It's just ready to play whenever you want it. Basically, people are building up massive digital libraries, which PC gamers have been doing for a decade already at this point. So GameStop has to pivot. They tried switching to cell phones, which obviously failed. I don't know a single person that went to GameStop to get their cell phone. They tried putting Funko Pops in, which are now sitting on the shelves everywhere because Funko has made way too many of those things. They tried to do online sales, which people really didn't care about because, let's face it, you never know what condition that game's gonna show up in. As a collector myself, I could never in good conscience order from GameStop because either it'd be a reproduction case, no case art, no manual. You just didn't know. The price for a disc only versus a complete in-box game is no different for GameStop. It's all the same to them. So they went back to the old bread and butter, which is old games. They've always taken the old games for trade-in for really cheap and terrible prices and flipped them and sold them for profit. Except they went old, really old this time, and just said, you know what? We're gonna go all the way back to like the NES and just bring stuff to us, we'll take it. And I think they realized that by going back to the bread and butter and taking really old stuff, they're hitting collectors. Collectors are the ones with disposable income. They're people who have been in the gaming scene for a while and they're amassing games, kind of like I am hoarding on this shelf back there. And this is the audience you want to target to keep your business afloat. This is the area that mom and pop stores, Facebook Marketplace, eBay has been thriving on for years now. So GameStop's only hope is to take a slice of that market share and try to bring it back to them. But there is a flip side to this. So while GameStop is carrying retro and people are coming into the stores, there's the possibility that their intention is to not maintain relevance. This could be a clearance sale. Because while I want to believe that people are bringing their retro games into GameStop and trading them in for something else, I kind of have a hard time believing that. This almost feels like they're taking stuff out of a warehouse and shipping it around all the other stores just to get rid of it. And if that's the case, this could be the final sell-off just to get out and get ahead while they can. And if they want to make back the most money, they should be marking stuff up right now because retro stuff is the easiest stuff to sell and easiest thing to mark up, right? But they're not. I mean, some games are terrible deals. Like, for example, I saw a copy of Pokémon Diamond that was loose for $75. No case, no manual, no nothing. And that's a terrible deal. I would never take that deal. But GameStop doesn't differentiate from loose to really nice complete inbox, so take that for what you will. But for the most part, I've seen PlayStation 2, for example, $10 to $15 a piece, and some of these games were $20 to $30, $40 games that they just chose not to reprice correctly. And I'm seeing the same with other consoles. I saw a Super Mario World for Super Nintendo for $18. You'd think they would mark that up because that would make sense if you want to remain relevant, right? You want to price your items accordingly to the market, but it's low. I had Need for Speed Underground 2 on GameCube they had for $15. That game should have been higher. It's GameCube. Anything GameCube is just hot all the time. And GameStop is all over the place with the retro catalog in terms of pricing. It's so lazy in their pricing. That's what makes me worried this is the final sale. They don't care what it goes out as long as it's out of the warehouse and it's sold and they've recouped some of their funds. Part of me really hopes this is the revival of GameStop and they're trying to lure in collectors so that they can keep their business going. Maybe make it, to the next Nintendo release, because every time a console goes on sale, that's when GameStop does well because they have people coming in to buy consoles and trading in and buying and selling and all that fun stuff. It's hard really to say what GameStop is actually doing with this retro program and if they even have any kind of plan at all. All I know is I'm thinking about GameStop again. They have it in my head because now I know they have retro. That's the stuff that I care about going to find. It actually feels like GameStop is on my list to go hunt at again. It's a spot I want to be. And I didn't even think I'd say that about GameStop ever again. I've kind of written them off for quite a while, but now I'm actually, even thought about their membership for a hot second until I remembered it's a scam. Same thing with that disc or cart protection. Either the game works or it doesn't, fam. Like, don't buy that junk. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think GameStop is having a revival due to retro right now? And maybe this is just final sale. Maybe it's not a revival at all. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if your local GameStop actually has any of that cool retro stuff right now and if you found anything you liked. And we'll catch you next time.